What's up, everybody? Stephen Wilson Jr. is kind of blowing up in a lot of places. I think like a lot of the stuff he does on that classical guitar is pretty cool. And I think a lot of it is probably simpler than what people realize. He does kind of the singer-songwriter thing where he's finding a tuning that works for the song and playing a lot of things with open strings. And that's not to discredit his talent as a guitar player. I think he's a fantastic guitar player, very creative songwriter, and I'm really digging a lot of his stuff that I'm hearing. And I love the fact that he plays a nylon string guitar with lots of reverb and, does a lot of things that are kind of against the grain in the traditional way of thinking about guitar. But anyway, this tuning for this song is, I think it's D, F, A sharp, F, A, D, if I remember right. Yeah, I think that's right. D, F, A sharp, F, A, D, which is basically your guitar tuned down a whole step, and then the fourth and fifth strings go down one more step. Now, if you play mostly in standard tuning, and you're saying, well, I don't want to retune a guitar to just play this song if I'm going to ever add it to a set, it would be an easier way to do it if you stay primarily in standard tuning, and even if you're down a half step, most of the time you could adjust this one fret up pretty easy. But the way to do it is to actually keep your guitar in standard tuning, and then you're just tuning your fourth and fifth string down a whole step. So then your A string becomes a G, and then your D string becomes a C. So you just have to retune those two strings real quick. If you got a pedal tuner on stage, mute your guitar and flip to this, and you just go capo 1. Now, the way he plays it is up here, up on 11th fret is kind of where he starts. So you're going to be down, because you're down up in standard tuning, you're going to be down 2 frets. So he uses this kind of 2-finger chord shape a lot, and then puts his other fingers in as needed. And he basically will fret the 6th string with his middle finger, and then the 4th string with his pointer finger somewhere, basically one down. So he moves it here. And then he also actually kind of does it here. But when he does this chord, and I'll explain this in a second, he also puts his ring finger down. So the intro, I think he's just playing the intro with one finger, to be honest with you. Every time I see it, it looks like all his other fingers are up. And I think he's kind of really digging with an upstroke to let that fifth string open fifth string ring out, because you can really hear that open fifth string kind of as the predominant note that's in the chord that he's playing. But he slides up, and he's just playing, he'd be up here. Obviously it would sound different because he's down, but if you play it at the 9th fret, you can do that. So then you're playing 5th string on 10th fret, and then on the 8th fret. So that's the first part. Second part, you just slide down to 4th fret. Do the same pattern with you're on the 3rd and 5th fret on the 5th string, and then you're letting it go. And he plays, you can finger your open E string, and then your 5th and 4th strings are going to be fretted on 5th. But I think when he's doing the intro, he's doing it. And I think he even. And if you play the 3rd string open, it's actually the same note. So I think he's kind of alternating between the two. I don't know. It's hard to tell. His fingers are hard to see sometimes. I'm going to move my fingers here. This is a little easier to see. He gets that note to ring out a little bit. Is that all the intro parts? I think so. So yeah, it's just. And I'm still figuring this song out, so if it's a little sloppy, I apologize. But I just want to learn how to play it in standard tuning. So that's the intro parts. And then the verse, what he does, when coming out of the intro, he slides up to the, and he's just that two string shape, and he slides it down to fourth. So if you think about it in 4/4, this is just a pickup. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and he does there's 2 parts in the verse. I forget that. So he starts with the slide, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so he ends the second part of the verse. My big fat fingers on this guitar. He's at 7th, on the 4th string with the pointer, and then the other 2 fingers, middle and ring finger, are on 8th fret. And you can also let, he's hitting kind of all those notes at different. So you can stick him in the chord wherever you want. But those are all the chords that he uses for the song, because then he, the one, so like the chorus parts, he doesn't do the same pattern. It's really just the second part of the verse. And then the only variation on that is that when he plays and I don't feel like crying and I just can't stop crying, he just basically kind of I think it's the I don't feel like crying, just keep crying, and then he goes back to one. Those are all the parts of the song. So to put it all together, that's all you need. And that's, like I said, all you got to do is drop tune 2 strings on a standard tune guitar, capo on 1st fret, and you're there.